Welcome to my YouTube channel. We Talking Steelers. This is your host T Nunn, and we're here to talk the Pittsburgh Steelers. We've done a lot in free agency early in the free agent period. Later in the week, it slowed down a little bit. We did make a couple of moves at the end of the week. One being that we signed Gunnar Juszczyk, the former New England kick returner, punt returner, wide receiver, was also a Pro Bowler one year, to the roster. So that gives us a total now of 4 receivers. We're going to go into receivers a little bit later, and what we have at that position. Just giving you the Steelers news first. The other thing we did when we signed mylesjack to the 2-year deal, the next day we cut Joe Sherbert, who was in Pittsburgh for 1 year. By cutting him, we saved $7.8 million under the cap. So that move was apparent. We saw it coming, and it happened the day after we signed mylesjack. And the last move that we made, we re-signed cornerback Ahkello Witherspoon, which gives us 2 young corners, Witherspoon and, of course, Levi Wallace, who we signed in free agent earlier in the week from the Buffalo Bills at the corner position. What that means, we have 2 young corners that we like a whole lot. So I guess Joe Hayden could kind of see the writing on the wall, and he doesn't think he'll be returning to Pittsburgh. Joe, I love to death. He was one of my favorite Steelers on the team, but he's getting a little bit older. And one of the problems with Joe for me is I felt like he was getting to the point where he was a little injury prone. But great player. Loved him there. Once a Steeler, always a Steeler. So with that being said, we have 2 positions of need, even after all the moves that we made in free agency to me. And one of them is the safety position, and one of them is the wide receiver position. When we're going to talk about both. At the safety position, starting safety, we have the great Minkahfitzpatrick. And a lot of people have linked the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu, to sign with the Steelers. I would love for that to happen. If it happened, I think we would have one of the best safety tandems in the NFL, and I would be on cloud 9. Now, the problem with that is I hope it still happens, don't get me wrong, but Minka is due a contract. So it's kind of hard to see that the Steelers will sign the Honey Badger to a big deal, and they haven't given Minka his big deal. So let's just keep our eyes and ears open for that, and hope that we're able to we'll be able to take care of both Minka and the Honey Badger, and they're getting both on the Steelers team. Other than that, if we don't sign the Honey Badger, then we're probably going to have to pick up somebody else in free agency or either draft. Right now, the only other option that I could see starting alongside Minka would be Trey Norwood, who we drafted last year and who was a rookie. He played well at times, but hopefully 1 year under his belt he improves. Edmonds, who was the other starting safety for a couple of years, is a free agent, and we haven't re-signed him yet. That's still an option. So let's just, like I said, keep our eyes and ears open and see what the Steelers do as far as the safety position. Let's talk wide receivers. So right now, let me tell you what's new on the wide receiver market for the Steelers. We have Juju Smith-Schuster, who signed a 1-year deal with the Kansas City Chiefs. We also have Ray McLeod, who signed a 2-year deal with the San Francisco 49ers. And we also have James Washington, who signed a 1-year deal with the Dallas Cowboys. So those 3 receivers were in Pittsburgh last year. That's why I'm bringing them up, and they're no longer there. So that just leaves us on our roster, the newly acquired Gunnar, former New England receiver slash kick returner slash punt returner. And I'm not sure how much of a receiver he really is. I know he's played some, and I know he's been used sparingly at that position. So he's there, and we have two of our own, well, three of our own still there. Deontay Johnson, who is the Pro Bowler, and we have Chase Claypool. Now, with these two wide receivers, I'm disappointed in both of them for different reasons. Deontay Johnson, I feel like, is a tremendous talent. He has everything he needs to be a #1 receiver. He possesses the moves. He has, stat-wise, he has all the stats, the yards, the catches, the touchdowns. But I call him a 1C. Everything he needs to be a 1, but I give him that C rating because he does things in moments when we need him the most. There's drops in moments when we needed that catch, even against Detroit. He made a big catch and he tried to get extra yards, and it was the moment where we were trying to kick the field goal to win the game, and he fumbled. So in big moments, I feel when the lights are the brightest, I feel like he has errors, and that only comes with being young and needing just to focus more. And I feel like he can improve that. So possibly one day he can be the legitimate #1 that we need. Chase Claypool, on the other hand, I feel like he's such a great talent. He's tall, 6'5", runs a 4.4 40. Sometimes you see him play and he's like the best receiver in the NFL. And then other moments you see him and he's just like so nonchalant and like just going through the motions. I question his desire, his heart at times. Like, he doesn't fight for the ball. He just, like, if it hits him in his hand and it falls on the ground, then oh well. But I feel like certain situations you just need to have that desire and go get it. I'm not going to question his work ethic because I don't know what he does off the field and in the off season, how hard he works. But to me, it goes into question when I see his play on the field. And hopefully he can improve that. So right now, I can't even put him as the #2 in my heart. Right now, his play makes me think he's a third receiver. So the only other receiver who we have on the roster is Anthony Miller, who doesn't have a lot of experience playing time. So don't know how good he could actually really be. But so with this being said, we have to talk receivers. We have to address that the Steelers need to pick up receivers. A couple of guys that have been linked to the Steelers as far as the draft is concerned is George Pickens from the University of Georgia, Sky Moore from Western Michigan, and Justin Ross from Clemson. Those are quality guys, and they put up good numbers in college. So let's look out and see what the Steelers decide they want to do in the draft. We all know that they're going to draft a receiver, and we've never had a problem in developing receivers before. One of the biggest problems at the wide receiver position for me, I feel like in the last 4 to 5 years, the Steelers have had great talent at wide receiver, but they haven't had the veteran leadership at that position that we need. I feel like we need to go out and get a veteran guy that's been in the league and pretty much show these guys what it needs, what they need to become a pro, what they need to be professional on and off the field. Like the blow up with Claypool last year when we were driving and he wants to throw the first down sign and we need that time. That could have won us the game, but we never know. It put us back in that situation. We never know. Things that these receivers doing is young things. So I just feel like we need a veteran guy to guide these guys and show them the ropes and show them what they need to do, but to be a professional. One of those guys that I feel like would be a great addition to the Steelers is Jarvis Landry. He was cut by the Cleveland Browns. He's out there. He's a free agent. But there's other guys too that could come in and be beneficial to this roster. So let's just look out and see what the Steelers decide to do at the receiver position. I would like for you to comment below on your feelings on what we should do as far as the receiver position is concerned, or even the safety position. Just give me your feelings on everything. If anything else comes to mind on how you feel about the Steelers, just put it in the comments below. But don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the notification button. So this is it for today. This is your host, T Nunn, and we're coming from you. We talking Steelers. You guys have a great day, and we'll talk to you next time. Peace.